It's morning. It's Friday.
It's Friday at noon. Welcome to everyone that might be wanting to talk turkey
All
about the
right.
elephant in the room, even though there's a turkey in the room,
And a
and
dog.
and a dog, and that's Jill. No,
That's Deb. No,
that's Jill. It, no,
we're
that's
here.
Jill. There's Jill. Yeah, it's the opposite for us. Welcome to Friday Grief Chat at Humor, Grace, and Grief. Wow, what a
And it's
week.
the week, and it's almost Thanksgiving. We have 6 days.
We
So that
do.
means we are officially in the fall into the holiday season. In our area, all the teachers are in their last day of school for the next, and then they're off all next week.
Wow.
And I know not every district does that, but that's become a California thing because we have so many people who travel out of country when there's a holiday. My goodness. You
It's
need
the
water or
usual.
tea?
It's okay. It's the usual.
I stopped for
Um,
fancy coffee this morning.
oh, you did.
Mhm.
I have therapy water and my therapy cat right next to me.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. And it's
Mhm.
hunting season here. So
Oh, did you see the hunters who killed that poor, big, beautiful deer and then they both died of heart attacks trying to drag the big deer that they killed
what? I
in
didn't hear
Michigan
about that.
yesterday? Yeah.
Was it so? It was hunting season though yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was a great big deer, and that deer apparently they
Was
had a
too-
need to shoot it, and then apparently karma happened or something because both the hunters died with it. So yeah. Anyway,
That's crazy.
it is.
My brother has 240 acres, and they eat the deer. So it
Hmm.
is hunting season. It is food making season.
Right.
And our neighbors hunt. A lot of people hunt around here, hunting for sport and then just leaving it. Uh,
Not so much.
no, but when you're a responsible hunter, I appreciate that. It keeps the herds down. It,
Keeps the illness down.
yes, yeah, and
I
around
just
here
can't
too.
participate in it. It's not something I could ever do.
No, no, I understand, and I'm not a hunter. I appreciate what they do. I
Yeah.
and well, the ones around me are very responsible.
And the
If you're
ones who
an
use it
idiot,
to
I'm
feed
not
people
gonna
who are
support you.
hungry. Because there
Yeah,
are people who donate their game to local food banks, which I
they
totally
do.
appreciate.
They do.
Mhm.
So, and but I thought our yearly um let's talk turkey about the elephant in the room.
Mhm.
Um especially this year's being an election year. I
I
know some people have chosen to just stay away, and for whatever side of the political fence you are on, because it's easier than anticipating a possibility of getting into an argument.
Mhm.
And, you know, another friend and I were talking this week about how and I remember this in the 60s, 70s, 80s, even the 90s, being able to, hear the different sides at a gathering. And uh, look at if you're not able to work with conversations like this,
Mhm.
sometimes not being there or everybody agreeing, but then somebody gets hurt, like the host or hostess goes, well, I can't ask people not to talk politics. So let's 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 talk a few ways where um, dealing with. I'm not saying people who talk politics are narcissists, but I am not but and
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 we'll throw that turkey right into the stew.
there we go. There we go. Um and I think it's important to what they call gray rocking, or in fencing, they call it retreat, when someone riposts and you feel attacked. When someone makes a touch, how do you retreat?
manage it?
How do
Yeah.
you manage it?
Do you need to clamber in, or are there times, especially if you're at the holiday table? Yes, when you're online and you're not next to somebody, if you're going to engage, you're going to engage. But when you're sitting around the table, and you've chosen to be there, that's choice number one. Are you going to choose to be there? Just like those who have had a loss this year, and some of them are choosing not to attend events because it's just too much for them.
It is too much.
They don't want to participate. They don't want to be there. How do you do it? And how do you choose what things to participate in and what conversations to have? If you're hosting, do you steer the conversations? Right? Because it's possible to do that. Do you need to buy some Lego turkeys and have everyone work on building Lego turkey trots and have a Lego turkey competition?
Oh, yeah.
There's that. There's lots of different things we can do to not have a negative interaction and still allow everyone to gather. But there are those that you can choose that you're just going to not gather with.
Yeah.
Right? And if someone's choosing not to gather with you, unless they've said, I'm not coming because I don't want to be there, they may have other reasons that they can't be there. I have spent the last 3 weeks prepping all my dementia families not to participate too much in stuff that is too stimulating, has too many people, where faces and names will be confusing, where silverware will be confusing, where chewing is hard, where a day is too long, or the travel is too much. Those folks were changing up holidays because they need, for safety's sake, to not be there, whether it's emotional or physical safety.
Right.
There's lots of reasons people are exiting holidays. And in a political year, sometimes the assumption is they're exiting the holiday because of politics. And it may be because they have COVID. It may be because they're just tired. It may be because things have changed dramatically because there have been too many deaths, and all those families that have had losses are feeling a need to kind of reel it in. Right?
Right. You know, I can pretty much guarantee that if someone brings up politics and it's not the right thing to do, there is going to be somebody there who's going to go do this. And how about those Bears who are right? Yeah, like they're
going to proud of those Dodgers. Look at us go.
Yeah. Hey, how's
bragging rights this year?
And they're gonna, manipulate the conversation. However, if even that, for whatever your reasons, and another thing that gets brought up is, well, Thanksgiving's a lie anyway, and then they go into the history of pilgrims versus whatever. It's okay to avoid it. Now, a lot of times, well, this might be Grandma's last Thanksgiving.
Oh, the lasters. Those are
the last ones. This will be the last time we can be with Aunt so-and-so. Oh, Uncle so-and-so, if that's what is driving you, then do it. And if you can do it without resentment, great.
Mhm.
Just make some rules for yourself
Right.
of what to get involved with and what not. But if you're going to be miserable, you can say, you know, look at, yes, you can lie. I came down with something. If that's what you need to do, then do it. And if they
Yeah.
want to say, oh, they're lying, I talked to them 2 days ago, fine, let them say that.
I've
They're
got a
with
fever.
you.
It happened half an hour before dinner.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
folks? I have a fever. I have a headache. We don't have to say things to be mean. You don't have
No.
to say things to be confrontational. And
Right.
if for your emotional sake, you need to not be present somewhere, you have our permission to not be there.
I give you permission. Jill gives you permission.
Even Caton gives you permission.
Ah, I'm not lifting up my cat, Oscar, but he'd say, I don't
Yeah.
want to be there and I don't want him here either. So
Yeah,
something else,
we don't need to be part of stuff that's unhappy.
no. And another part that I remember doing after my mom died is my daughter and I went and volunteered someplace. And then after we did what made us feel better, we went for dessert. I limited my time with people who just really didn't care about me.
Hmm.
They want the looking like a good Thanksgiving, but for some of us it wasn't.
Right.
And they couldn't understand that. A couple other things you can do on Thanksgiving that I have done in the past. You can buy a couple white roses, or their favorite, the person who died's favorite flower, and you can have it there.
Hmm.
You can, if you need like a religious spiritual candle, there's Catholic candles out there you can light in honor of.
Hmm.
And, in the Jewish section of your grocery store, there's these yahrzeit candles, and they are remembrance candles. Now, technically, for Jews, they light it on the Jewish day of when their loved one dies, which it's a lunar calendar.
Hmm.
And so it changes every year, right? Because there's 13 months.
Right.
You could light it anytime you want, and it's been blessed by a rabbi. So you can get that. And people would say, well, that's appropriation. You're not trying to pass yourself off as a rabbi. You just want something that's blessed.
You want a remembrance and you want something that's got some significance to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you can light a white candle.
Mhm.
Hell, you can be like Irma Bombeck said, light all the candles.
Right? You
Light
can light a birthday candle.
candles.
They just don't last long enough.
Right, right,
Right. Or
right,
or go to one of the candle shops and get something that smells with a scent that reminds you of the person who
right.
died or the pet who died. I
Yes.
I
Oh,
have
yes.
clients who this week have had to put little ones to sleep,
I know.
and they are going to miss them like crazy next week.
This,
And right, because this
yes.
is the dog holiday where every dog thinks that heavenly manna is falling from the sky,
And it's
and
turkey.
it's turkey, right? And so this is the holiday that people miss pets too,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
It
Um,
doesn't have to be a terrible holiday, and you
no,
also don't even have to have a holiday.
no, no. You
There
can,
are movies.
there, the movie
There are
theaters are,
movies.
yeah, there are movies. If you need to say, um, we just need to be on the couch today and watch Hallmark movies, do it. If
Mhm.
it's your day to, you can get something the night before that is, if you like turkey. I am going to call my neighbor and because a lot of things changed, we've had sort of a couple losses with my daughter this week. And she broke her foot last week. She saw the surgeon, so she's having surgery this week.
Oh my goodness.
And she also lost her income. And it's seasonal disability and the ands. So nothing is going as planned for her.
Mm-hmm.
And, we'll, if it means we take her here the night before and go over and feed her cats will be fine. And, it is what it is. So,
Right. You don't have to follow the rules. It doesn't have
no,
to look like a Norman Rockwell. You can
no.
have a Peanuts Thanksgiving and serve popcorn.
Right.
You can not have Thanksgiving. You can do Thanksgiving on a different day.
Right.
Right? You can change up who you spend it with. You can change up how you do with the food and what food you do. Steve says that his tradition with his late husband was Scrooge with Albert Finney, then English favorites. Ours was Scrooge with the original one. George C. Scott. Right?
Oh, yes.
But I can't recommend the movie that I
Die
just
Hard.
mentioned. No, the one that just came out about the dead Pope.
Oh, yeah.
Conclave. That's
Yeah.
an excellent movie. It's 2 full hours. There are a bunch, and the best Christmas pageant ever movie came out. You could, if you've got someone who's having a
Wicked just
hard
came
time,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Wicked. Buy them a pack of movie tickets and send them to the movies.
Right.
And they can just avoid all of the gatherings if they need to,
Right.
or companion them and go with them. There will
Yes.
be other Thanksgivings, and if you have someone that you're in the middle of losing right now, then this is the time to truly make that Thanksgiving thing where you are remembering what you are grateful for and
Right.
what you are giving thanks for. I don't care about the Pilgrims. Our church descends from the Pilgrims. They were not very nice people. They really were not. Let's call it like it is. They turned into much better folks later on and did some wonderful things, but not at that beginning time.
No.
We don't need to pretend like all was kumbaya and sweetness and light. We know it wasn't,
Right.
right? Let's
Right.
be grateful for the farm workers who have provided the food for the tables. Let's be grateful for the life of our loved ones and our pets and where we are. And if it's cold, for having warmth. Tell your loved one who's dying what you're grateful for about them.
Exactly.
Give them that time.
And um and if your loved one responds angrily, which
Mhm.
has happened and does happen many times, they
Mhm.
respond angrily, then it's time to give them grace,
Right.
because the combination of medications and pain that they may be in lends itself to anger or comes out as anger. And
Which is also helplessness.
yeah, there's a lot of things right now that if they're sort of conscious, they're thinking about. And
Mhm.
it takes a while to integrate into that short amount of time they have left. So
Absolutely. Deb,
give
tell me one of your favorite Thanksgiving memories.
so my mom did not make Thanksgiving, not when my dad was alive or even after he died. So we would always go over to Burl and Arnold's, or we went over to Burl's sister's house. That's what we did. My mom was not a big cook, nor my dad. So we had different things like sweet potatoes with mini marshmallows
Ooh.
roasted on the top, so that they're brown. And that's when I had, um, I just wanted to eat the marshmallows. But another Thanksgiving that was so tender for me was after my mom died. And Daryl and I often we would have a pre-Thanksgiving dinner with the rest of our family here at the house. But then on Thanksgiving, we volunteered together at the homeless shelter. Well, one day, and we did that a lot. And I knew the guy who cooked there and everything. And I said, oh no, my favorite part are the turkey necks, right? So I was working in alcohol drug rehab. I was a charge nurse for the day. And Frank, who has since passed away, he brought me to the shelter, which is half a mile away, maybe. He brought me all the turkey necks that they had cooked because he knew I loved them. And my mom knew I loved the turkey necks because I could get the meat. I felt like I was gleaning food. I love the turkey necks. And of course, a tradition that I do, I have to watch the Thanksgiving Day parade. And last year was I got to go. Someone granted me a wish. So, yeah. How about you, Jill?
I have a few. My mom was also not a particular cook. She made some specialty items, but they weren't pertaining to Thanksgiving. So we did, turkey and stuff, but always a green Jell-O mold with pineapple and cottage cheese. Because, a good Lutheran family must always have Jell-O on the table. But then later on, when we were living in the house that we sold a few years ago, I would host because we had the bigger kitchen and the bigger house. And we would cook the turkey in both the oven and on the barbecue because we had somewhere between 25 and 35 people. And so we made 2 turkeys plus a ham, and I would make a fleet of sides in my 8 crock pots. And then I would cook them all week and put them in the fridge. And then on Thanksgiving morning, heat up all the crock pots and just plop, 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 plop.
Yeah.
Right? So smorgasbord style Thanksgiving. And we had one year where we had all the dogs, and my daughter brought her big dog, and a couple other people brought their dogs. And there's a picture of me at the stove. I think I was deboning the turkey or something. And all the noses are pointing up. And Adele just spent the whole day staring at the Magic Food Room, at the Magic Food TV, which was the turkey cooking in the oven. Adele was a squat, fat little poodle, and she just looked.
Oh, Adele.
And it was her first Thanksgiving, and she just looked. Oh. And then she ran from table to table to table, picking up things that people couldn't help giving her because she was so damn cute in her little turkey dress. And it was like the best Thanksgiving ever.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And then on the poignant side, we've had a couple tough Thanksgivings. There was the one when Casper was dying, and she had not had any food or fluid to speak of in probably 10 days at that point. She didn't die until December 9th. So I sent the kids to Disney to have Thanksgiving, and then my mom and I got takeout and ate downstairs with the windows open because we didn't want the smell of the food to waft up. Not that it matters, because when someone's dying and they're not eating, they're not hungry, but it feels weird. So this is the reason I'm bringing this up, is if you are in that position or know someone who is, they need to eat. Make sure they get a nutritious, warm, and fuzzy food. The person who's dying, who's not eating, is not going to want to eat. You're not going to make them hungry or deny them food. Right. And then I had another Thanksgiving when Linda was in chemo, and we were living in Florida. My parents were there with us, so that we could take care of her because I couldn't get time off because we weren't legally married. So I made this gourmet dinner that she had been dreaming of. I'd made it once before. It was from Gourmet Magazine. It was a triple reduction Cornish game hen
Mm.
with with roasted um, chestnuts that you roast, but you cut the little X in
Yeah,
them and
yeah,
you
yeah.
put them in the pan. If you've never roasted chestnuts, you will have loss because you will have pain because those suckers hurt when you peel them when they're hot. They are steaming inside. But I made the triple reduction and stuffed them with the chestnuts and it looked beautiful and it smelled gorgeous. And my mom and dad were like, "Oh, this is yummy." And Linda came out looking kind of wan and, not so great. And she tried so hard to eat. And then that was the end of Linda for the day. But I made the meal.
Right, right.
Because you need to be able to have the traditions and do the things. And then if it doesn't work, presto changeo.
Right.
She had ice cream instead.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Right. There's lots of different ways you can make memories for Thanksgiving, whether they are at tough times or at good times.
That's
And
right.
especially if the dog gets to watch the oven cook and turn it into dog TV, because that's like the best thing ever.
Oscar, when there's people sitting around,
Mm-hmm.
really all he wants is a chair to sit and be equal with us. So, that's what he loves. It's not about being petted. It's about listening and being involved and seeing people at the same level. He's not on the floor. And it's just it's never really been about a meal. It's cleaning up afterwards. Oh, look at Leslie wrote just the
Oh,
aroma going through
the aroma through the
the
house. Yep.
Yes, yes. If there were like a turkey smelling with gravy candle and a cranberry candle and
I've actually seen those.
sweet potato pie candle, whipped
Oh,
cream
yeah.
candle, I would light them all and go, damn, I'm on the best diet ever.
Right?
Right, right. But what also was meaningful, like when Daryl's mom was around, just doing the cleanup with her.
Mm-hmm.
Just spending that time afterwards, or they were building a new subdivision around Daryl's mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
So you could take a walk if the weather was nice afterwards, and you could actually, you've seen this, you can walk in the houses and imagine what all the
What they're gonna
rooms
do.
and everything look like, because
Right?
there's not always a front door. So,
Right.
or if there is, who says you can't walk in and look around? So,
We had one Thanksgiving long ago at Linda's parents' house, and their fridge was so full. And then it was time to clean up. And we eventually made a video because everything that was on 2 tables and on all the counters somehow got into that fridge. And none of us could figure out how it got in there. It was like Mary Poppins' purse.
yes, yeah, like the carpet bag. She could pull anything out of there, a full turkey, it doesn't
And
matter.
I asked my mother-in-law, like, how did you do that? And she said, there are 2 things about Thanksgiving. Always make sure that you know how to get the stuff back in and package it ahead of time so it can go home with the guests. And never bake your pies without your bra on.
Nope, not going there.
Right.
Got
Yeah.
it,
So
got
Leslie,
it.
you're right. Tetris.
Yes,
Tetris with the fridge, Tetris with
yes.
if we had a dishwasher, but we don't. So it's all hand washing around here.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right.
Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
So we hope you all make some good memories with whatever the day is going to hold for you.
yeah,
And that you remember those who are not here with some laughter and maybe some tears.
Drink lots of water, please.
All the water, not all the alcohol.
No, 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 no. Yeah.
No, all the water, and some apple cider, which is what I'm going to go get up in the mountains this week.
Mhm.
And make it a good day. Don't gluten your celiac friends, please. Not a nice way to spend the day.
No, ouch. Don't
Enjoy
tell
the
me pie is
pumpkin.
gluten-free when it's
No,
not.
enjoy the pumpkin. Enjoy the smells. Enjoy the sights. Put up your Christmas lights if you so choose. Order
Mhm.
the singing Christmas lights that are motion activated so you can surprise your friends and loved ones.
Exactly.
And let's slide into the holidays.
Yeah. I'll be here next week unless Kate has surgery on Friday.
If she
So,
has surgery Friday, I'll be here holding down the fort.
yes.
And we will wish Kate all the best with her surgery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Leslie, we're going to have some fun.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
And may the best football team win. Whichever one you're cheering for, that's the one.
Exactly. That's the one. And I won't be watching, but the parade starts at 7:30 Central.
Your time. Yes,
Yeah.
which is a much more oh yeah, no, that's not a good time for us. We'll be watching it on rerun.
There you go. There you go.
All right. So from us and Katen, the Oodles, the kitties, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hold on to the memories, make some new ones.
Make some new ones for your heart.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.